DC Studios just quietly pushed back the highly anticipated Clayface project again. No press release. No fanfare. Just, gone from the upcoming slate. What's really happening behind the scenes? Fans noticed the change late last night, buried in a revised Warner Bros. Release roadmap. The once-rumored 2026 drop? Scrubbed. Not delayed by months, but removed entirely. And here's where it gets juicy: Clayface wasn't just another villain. Insiders hinted he was meant to be a pivot point in James Gunn's reimagined DC universe. Now, radio silence. Multiple scripts were reportedly in play. One version leaned full horror, another leaned tragic origin. Both tested well internally. So why scrap a project with that much promise? Rumors now swirl of major creative differences between Gunn's camp and certain legacy execs. The battle? Dark, psychological character study versus mainstream popcorn action. One insider calls it a turf war with clay splattered everywhere. Another says the project got too dark, too fast for corporate comfort. Sound familiar? This isn't the first time a promising DC character got axed mid-development. Remember New Gods? Or Trench? What makes Clayface sting is the sheer potential fans were promised. So where does this leave us? A massive character erased from the schedule. Internal feuds bubbling. And fans asking, is DC Studios truly in control or is it cracking apart? Let's rewind. Clayface buzz began back in early 2023, when rumors hinted at a solo villain film akin to Joker: gritty, grounded, psychological. Fan reaction? Electric. Director Mike Flanagan, yes, the Haunting of Hill House mastermind, pitched his own Clayface vision. Studio execs were reportedly blown away. But that pitch? Vanished into smoke. In leaked storyboards, Flanagan's version focused on Basil Carlo, an aging actor spiraling into madness as he transforms, literally, into the roles he once played. Imagine a shape-shifting monster who doesn't just kill, he performs. The script allegedly explored identity, addiction to fame, and losing oneself in the mask. Industry buzz was real. Horror fans, comic stans, even A-list actors reportedly expressed interest. One insider claimed, this had Oscar bait villain written all over it. But as the WGA strike hit mid-2023, the Clayface project quietly lost steam. No updates. No casting. No promo art. Just a fading file name in a forgotten folder. By late 2024, Warner Bros. Had already moved on to splashier titles. Superman, Legacy, The Authority, and Booster Gold took center stage. Clayface? Never mentioned again. But the fans didn't forget. Reddit threads exploded, YouTube breakdowns multiplied, and leaked concept art sent speculation soaring. Clayface refused to disappear. One viral TikTok with 8.7 million views claimed the movie was 80% storyboard and ready to roll if DC grew a spine. Harsh words, and they hit hard. What's more shocking? Some sources say Clayface was meant to appear in The Batman 2 as a surprise villain. That cameo? Now reportedly cut. This sudden pivot raises questions about the bigger DCU strategy. If even beloved villain arcs like Clayface are being shelved, what else might be quietly collapsing? And here's the kicker: multiple crew members on other DC projects just went private on social media. Could this be the start of something way bigger than Clayface? Back in the early drafts of the DCU roadmap, Clayface wasn't just a side note, he was considered a foundational villain to explore moral ambiguity in a universe reboot. James Gunn once teased monsters who think they're heroes as a DCU theme. Clayface was it. A tragic performer trying to rewrite his identity with every transformation. Then came the corporate shakeups. AT&T exits. Discovery merges. Budgets slashed. Execs shuffled. Suddenly, mid-budget character dramas like Clayface were low ROI. Clayface's fate turned from greenlit with buzz to nobody touched this almost overnight. Internally, staff were warned not to pitch dark villain leads unless IP was A-tier. And then, something strange. concept art for Clayface started leaking in unmarked folders on internal drives. The studio never acknowledged them. But they spread fast. One image showed Clayface mid-transformation, half man, half monster, crying backstage under hot theater lights. It wasn't action. It was tragedy. Raw. Real. Devastating. But what scared execs the most? Not the monster, but the mirror. Clayface's story reflects Hollywood's obsession with reinvention, masks, and erasing the past. And just when buzz peaked, a new script draft surfaced in an internal tracking doc, label, shelved, legacy risk. Translation? Too real. Too raw. Too risky. Meanwhile, James Gunn was fighting another battle rebuilding the DCU slate while juggling fan pressure and corporate expectations. Clayface? A casualty of reboot politics. But the real twist? Clayface actor allegedly cast in secret is still under NDA. His reps refused to comment, sparking rumors that reshoots or repurposing might still be on the table. Let's rewind even further. Clayface's first live-action tease goes back to 1992's Batman, the animated series. Since then, fan demand has never died. Over the decades, multiple DC creators pushed for a live-action debut. From Arrowverse to Titans to the Batman spin-offs, Clayface always circled, but never landed. In 2017, a Clayface horror script briefly made it to pre-dev under a horror division. It was pitched as The Fly meets Phantom of the Opera, but was shut down in weeks. Executives feared audiences wouldn't sympathize with a shapeless villain. But Joker proved the opposite. And now, Clayface fans are using that very logic to push harder. In fact, fan art communities exploded in late 2024. Dozens of viral Clayface redesigns imagined him as a tragic icon, part horror, part heartbreak, all cinematic gold. But the louder the fans got, the quieter the studio became. No comments. No denials. No clarifications. Just silence, strategic or scared? And now, internal rumors suggest one final blow: the Clayface name is being soft-retired from official DCU usage, to avoid confusing brand narratives. That means no solo film. No Batman cameo. No animated revival. At least not in the Gunverse. But why now, after years of build-up and secret development? Whispers point to a shift away from horror-leaning villains in Phase 1. Translation? Clayface, Scarecrow, and Etrigan the Demon all quietly phased out. But here's the cliffhanger: a new private listing just appeared on Warner Bros. Internal server, Project M23. No title. No cast. But insiders say, it smells like Clay. Within hours of the Project M23 discovery, fan accounts started posting decoded file names and metadata tags. One listed Carlo_finalform.mp4. Internet? Lost its mind. Twitter threads blew up. TikToks with breakdowns hit millions of views. Even film insiders started liking posts hinting he's not done yet. Clayface mania reignited. Film YouTubers dropped emergency breakdowns within 24 hours. Clayface Resurrection Explained hit number 7 on US trending. Suddenly, Warner couldn't stay silent forever. On January 4, 2026 at 3:17 p.m., Warner Bros. Finally broke the silence. One cryptic post, a single melting mask emoji. That's it. Fans went feral. By nightfall, #Clayface Returns trended in 16 countries. Cosplayers, artists, editors, everyone jumped back in. The demand? Loud. The message? Clear: release the Clay. Meanwhile, insiders began teasing a streaming pivot. No theatrical release, just a dark limited series. Think Joker meets The Last of Us, but dripping in Clay. Some execs view streaming as the safe gamble to test Clayface reach without box office pressure. And with fan hype this high, the gamble might pay off. But even if the show happens, it'll be a race against time. Multiple horror creators now reportedly pitching their own monstrous takes. Everyone wants a piece of the Clay. So here we are, Clayface, once scrapped and silent, now reigniting a fandom, a studio, and possibly an entire villain-led genre. All from one emoji and one leaked folder. And his final whispers suggest a surprise reveal during DC Fandom 2026. The question isn't if Clayface returns, it's how much of Hollywood he'll reshape when he does.